CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Good evening. A cyclist is in hospital tonight, and Edmonton police are looking for witnesses after they say a driver intentionally ran into him. Police also say a passenger in the vehicle took a video and posted it on social media. Laughter can be heard in the video as the cyclist is hit. The collision happened around 3:30 Monday morning near 42nd Street and 113th Avenue in the Beverly Heights neighborhood. The cyclist was taken to hospital where he remains in stable condition. Police believe a dark-colored SUV seen driving erratically in the area hit him. They want witnesses or anyone with dash cam or home security footage taken between 2 a.m. and 3:30 a.m. on Monday to contact police. Police have tracked down a car they believe was involved in a deadly hit and run last year. Police say someone was driving this blue 2017 Mazda 3 when they hit and killed a 13-year-old cyclist in southeast Edmonton. It happened in May of last year near 48th Street and 34th Avenue. Police say thanks to tips from the public, the damaged Mazda was found at a repair shop in Edmonton. Police are still looking for the driver. The organizer of a motorcycle memorial group says more needs to be done to ensure new riders are ready to hit the road. He puts up so-called ghost bikes at crash sites where riders have died. As CTV's Nara Manisa reports, his latest was set up just a few days ago.
In loving memory, Josh Verbeck.
A ghost bike has been set up at this busy North Edmonton intersection. Corey Bacon installs them at the sites of fatal motorcycle crashes. He runs a memorial page for victims.
We didn't think it would become as big as it has. We just started it as a small page just to help memorialize people.
The bike is in honor of a 25-year-old man killed in a crash at the end of July.
I don't know, it's hard to describe what you feel when you see that another rider's passed away. You just hope it wasn't someone who was very young that had a long life to live yet.
There have been 7 deadly motorcycle crashes this year in Edmonton, already matching last year's total.
You wonder what mistakes were made, obviously, to try and educate other people so that they won't make the same mistake that happened.
Bacon, who has been riding for 37 years, says more needs to be done to get riders ready for the road.
When you get your license, it's just the very basics of how to operate a motorcycle. There's so much more that goes into riding than just getting your license.
He believes there should be a mandatory mentorship program, a sentiment shared by Leroy Victor, who started a business doing just that.
And I actually had an accident and a few close calls when I was still learning. And it made me realize that you don't know what you don't know.
He helps riders who have their Class 6 license feel more confident when behind the handlebars.
The inception of Moto Instincts was to bridge the gap between learning how to actually ride and being a competent rider with all the hard knock style learning in the middle that can happen.
As for the ghost bikes, Bacon hopes another one isn't needed anytime soon.
This one will stay here until it's needed at another site, I guess. That would be hopefully no more crashes.
A reminder for all on the road to watch out for one another. Nara Manisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
New collision reporting centres are opening outside of Edmonton. A centre is planned for Sherwood Park on Bison Way beside the Strathcona County RCMP building. It's expected to open next spring. An additional collision centre will open in Airdrie, north of Calgary. It's scheduled to open in September. The spokesperson says the centres will help take some pressure off police in those cities.
It alleviates work and admin for all the police entities, right? So, I mean, if you have 5 to 10 or 15 officers that are doing and taking these collision reports right now, wouldn't you rather see those officers have availability out on the streets, you know, doing investigations for major crimes?
2 collision centres have been operating in North and South Edmonton for 3 years now in partnership with the Edmonton Police Service. The province is appealing the temporary injunction of its law banning doctors from providing gender-affirming care to youth. In June, a judge found Bill 26 would cause irreparable harm to young gender-diverse people in Alberta and reinforce the discrimination and prejudice they already face. The province is now arguing the injunction was premature since the law wasn't fully in effect. It also claims the judge made a mistake deciding it would cause irreparable harm. EGAL Canada is the organization challenging the law. It says it respects the province's right to appeal, but believes the judge made the right decision. Doctors in Edmonton are warning us about an uptick in hand, foot, and mouth disease. The common viral infection causes a rash of blisters on different parts of the body. With the school year fast approaching, CTV's Nav Sangha has some tips for parents and kids to stay safe.
There are outbreaks in a lot of places right now, unfortunately.
ER Dr. Shazma Mathani has noticed a spike in hand, foot, and mouth disease cases recently.
I've seen, at least 1 or 2 per shift, and then my colleagues are seeing it as well.
She says cases commonly flare up in late summer and early fall.
And as the school year starts, we can see more transmission of cases as kids go back to school, and then it tends to kind of peter off after that.
Hand, foot, and mouth disease is a common viral infection, causing painful red blisters in the throat, mouth, hands, and feet.
Other things that you can see in addition to the rash are things like a fever. Sometimes you can get a bit of a runny nose, and then diarrhea can be common with hand, foot, and mouth disease as well.
Toddlers and young children are most at risk.
It was my daughter, and she was probably about 11 months old when she got it. And it was under her feet, behind her knees, on her hands, inside her mouth. It was not a fun experience.
But it can also spread to adults because it is highly contagious.
Our daughter has had hand, foot, and mouth before, and then I ended up catching it from her as well. And it's actually worse in adults than in children. Most children will recover within 7 to 10 days. Dr. Mathani says parents should focus on managing symptoms.
Making sure pain is controlled with medications like acetaminophen or ibuprofen, making sure that fever is controlled with that as well, and then keeping up with fluids with your child.
And ensure they don't spread the disease.
And it's the best way to prevent spread. A, keep your kid at home if they're sick or unwell, and then B, lots and lots of hand hygiene and hand washing as well.
Both the Edmonton Public and Catholic School Divisions say families should keep their children home if they show any signs of illness. In the event of an outbreak, they follow AHS guidelines to limit the spread. Nav Sangha, CTV News, Edmonton.
Advanced voting has begun in the Battle River Crowfoot by-election. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is among the more than 200 candidates vying for the federal seat. Voters are having mixed feelings between the lengthy ballot and Poilievre's drop into the rural Alberta riding. CTV's Tyson Vidor has the latest.
Voters in Drumheller are at the ballot box writing in their preference for who they want to represent them in Ottawa.
I don't feel that a blind conservative mindset necessarily is best.
I know he doesn't live in the riding, but the leader of the party really needs a seat in the House to do anything, so that's where my vote went.
214 people are looking for this rural Alberta seat vacated by Conservative Damien Currick after Pierre Poilievre lost his Ottawa area riding this spring. Elections Canada has decided to use an adapted ballot due to the number of names. The by-election is expected to cost about $2 million.
They've targeted me in 2 different ridings now, and the reality is I don't have a problem with anyone who wants to run for office, even if they're not known or not wealthy. They should be able to put their name on the ballot if they truly want to run.
Many have criticized Poilievre for parachuting into the Battle River Crowfoot riding, a conservative stronghold, but others support the leader.
He'll represent us. Yeah, I understand why people are saying, but I don't feel that way.
I think there's a lot of people in this riding that want to see change, and then I also see a lot of people that are just angry at Pierre for picking our riding.
We're not going to see him. He's not going to do anything for us here.
The leader of the United Party of Canada says he is running to offer an alternative for conservative voters, advocating for change and less Ottawa in Alberta.
It's really more about an independent Alberta versus continuing with Ottawa being in our lane, and this discussion about Pierre Poilievre's version of sovereignty.
While political experts believe Poilievre will win this race, but expect voter turnout to be low.
He will nonetheless interpret it as if he had just walked across the Atlantic Ocean without getting his feet wet.
Nobody's expecting him to lose the by-election, but if he doesn't win it by close to 83%, then questions are going to start being raised.
Questions on whether Poilievre is the right person to lead the Conservatives forward.
The Carrie West Festival is now underway downtown for a weekend celebration of Caribbean culture. For the next 3 days, the Caribbean Art Festival will take over Churchill Square. Organizers say it's Western Canada's largest Caribbean festival. Events include a costume extravaganza, competition, and the Carrie West Parade. The festival president says excitement is in the air ahead of tomorrow's parade.
I think it's the energy that it brings. It's vibrant and very colorful, displays a lot of energy and excitement. And, the closer we get to it, everybody just feels this, bubbling of joy.
The festival wraps up on Sunday. Up-and-coming musicians are getting a leg up from MacEwan University.
My physiotherapist calls me bro. My gaming watching Melee is one way you can watch me grow.
We do have a really amazing music program here, so we're kind of taking a lot of that material and condensing it into a really intensive 2-week incubator.
18 emerging artists are getting the opportunity to learn from MacEwan's best this summer. The program was created for people who might not be able to afford a formal education in music. Participants get a chance to network, write songs, and use a state-of-the-art recording studio. The program director says beyond the basics, it's teaching artists the business side of music so they can create sustainable careers in an often noisy market.
Part of the program, too, is helping people realize, how to monetize your art, how to find avenues to make it sustainable so that you can still put food on the table, which is a growing challenge. These days, artists have to be everything. They have to be performers, they have to be their own managers, they have to be their tour drivers, their accountants, they're doing it all.
I've learned some insight as to royalties and rights within the music, grant writing goes, grant applications go, and meeting other artists within the community as well.
Each artist walks away with a fully produced demo of a new song. Cloudy skies today didn't cool down the action at Shalom Park as the 2025 Canadian Water Ski Championships heat up. Today's action included adaptive water skiing. Both athletes and coaches hope to continue growing the sport of adaptive skiing with events like today's national competition.
It's awesome that it accommodates a range of disabilities. Everyone kind of competes against the world record in their category, so it keeps it fair across the board. But also, it just celebrates the individual differences as well. Just
getting to be out and skiing and challenging myself, but then also for the community, especially in adaptive. It's a really great community, even though, we're all competing, but we all know that we're competing against the odds of a lot of other things.
Next up, Team Canada is taking 4 adaptive skiers to Worlds in Australia in November. And it was a big day for adaptive skier Blake LaMontagne. The man from Saskatchewan set a pending world record in the MP3 trick category, scoring 1,480 points. It surpasses his own record of 1,440 points set back in 2023. The Edmonton Riverhawks are walking up the West Coast League standings. The Hawks clinched first in the North Division and face Victoria in the playoffs. The players are finding their rhythm thanks in part to the music playing during the games. As CTV's Evan Kenny explains, the music is also a way to show off their personalities.
Some baseball players love showing off their swagger with their swings, their bling, and who sings. Players with the Edmonton Riverhawks have some superstitions of their own. Reese Devlin likes to feel the hype when he enters the game.
I'm really high energy, so I wanted something with a lot of pace.
When he's walking to the batter's box or pitching mound, the ball diamond blares Chip by the Real Mackenzies.
We pitch off adrenaline, and that's one of the ones where I hear that song, especially here in front of a couple thousand fans. My adrenaline starts to get going, and it helps me throw.
Spencer Mueller also likes the beat of the drums and strum of the guitar when he's playing. He's chosen Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum, a song that shows his religious background.
In front of all these people, it's cool to be able to illustrate myself on the mound and also be able to represent why I'm here and who I'm here for.
Both players love that in this team sport, it's a way they can show off their individuality.
So I live my life by.
It reflects how they play.
And if their play begins to slump, a new walkout song could change the tune of their season. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Coming up next on CTV News, new at the zoo, how a pair of orphaned cougar cubs from Alberta are settling into their new home. Also just ahead, game on, a 3-day ball hockey tournament taking over Ice District.
We've got 52 teams here, over 600 kids between U7 and U15.
Good evening, folks. 21 degrees for a high here in Edmonton today. It was 20 yesterday, 21 today, but we'll get back into the mid-20s as some warmer air starts to roll in. It won't be quite as warm as it was in high level, as they got to 29 today, but should be into the mid-20s Saturday, Sunday. Closer look at your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
The third annual Ice District 3-on-3 ball hockey tournament made its return to downtown Edmonton today. The third annual Ice District 3-on-3 ball hockey tournament features teams of all ages and skill levels. The tournament gives Edmonton hockey fans a chance to return to Ice District in the middle of the NHL offseason.
We've got 52 teams here, over 600 kids between U7 and U15. It's just a great event for kids to come downtown, have some fun, play some ball hockey, and our great venue. The weather's not great today, but we got a tent set up, and everyone's having a blast.
The 3-day tournament runs until Sunday afternoon. A classic Canadian TV series is filming an episode in Alberta. CTV's Alicia Fieldberg visited the set of Murdoch Mysteries near Turner Valley.
Really happy to be in Alberta. I love it here.
Detective Murdoch and Chief Constable Brackenreed are normally in Toronto, but an upcoming episode takes them to the original Calgary Stampede back in 1912.
You shoot stuff here all the time, but for a different show from a different city to come here, everybody's been so accommodating, and I mean, look at the place. It's fantastic.
The 3-day production for the long-running Canadian series Murdoch Mysteries comes during a slower year for the Alberta film and TV industry. Experts say lucrative tax breaks in Europe play a big part, so opportunities like this are important.
Really important. The whole market has kind of shifted, and we're seeing more co-production and more Canadian production.
While some of the crew is from Toronto, there are more than 80 local union workers, including sound mixers, camera technicians, and costume staff. And they have a lot of experience with the Old West.
It's half an hour to just dress this hat. Yeah, that one could look like it's from 1912. The wonderful thing about the Calgary crew is they know how to do this.
Though filming a murder mystery can sometimes add to the workload.
We're going to be shooting somebody, so we had to buy him 4 different jackets.
Aside from the murder part, the episode will also highlight some real history, including Stampede founder Guy Wiedeck and rodeo champ Tom 3 Persons.
Blessed to be able to be one of the shows that can actually tell part of that story and highlight some of the figures at the time and the people that actually competed, the people that organized.
It's an opportunity for this Calgarian, too. The teacher and Western history major was one of the more than 50 extras on set.
You know, rodeos weren't what we see today with the midway and the concessions and everything like that. It was a lot more scaled back and a lot more kind of the community. So it's really cool to see kind of what it would have actually been like and to give people a taste of that as well.
Audiences can get a taste of old-timey iconic Calgary when the episode comes out in January.
I get to ride a damn horse in this episode. Of course I do. Yeah, I'll need some help. Got to do a bit of roping too.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Turner Valley.
2 cougar cubs from Alberta have been given a second chance. Earlier this year, the pair was orphaned. Now they've been taken in by a zoo in Quebec. As CTV's Christine Long reports, it's a special opportunity for people in Eastern Canada.
In February of this year, in Alberta, a mother cougar was shot, leaving behind her babies, says Park Safari CEO Serge Lucier.
Out in the wild, they will die. They can't survive. I have 2 options. The provincial law says animals from the wild that cannot survive can be placed in an accredited zoological institution, CAZA, for instance, as we are, or euthanized. We don't want to euthanize them.
He called on the Calgary and Vancouver zoos to hold the cubs while Park Safari revamped an enclosure for the siblings. who seem to be settling in, says Lucier.
Female, a little more shy. Her security is her brother. That will change in time, right? That will change in time.
He adds that cougars are not an endangered species, yet certainly more rare than they used to be.
There used to be cougars all over eastern Canada. There's none in Ontario or Quebec. There's none east. There's none in eastern United States anymore. They used to be all over, right? Only out west. But let's protect what's left.
Park Safari has a naming contest for the 2 new residents to encourage families to get involved and learn more about these big, beautiful cats.
Let's be aware that our backyard, our beautiful Canada, needs to be protected.
Park Safari is open 12 months a year for visits, but nap time on a hot day means these cubs are usually just chilling. Christine Long, CTV News.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. Warming trend on the way for the weekend. So 2 degrees below average for your daytime high today. Should be about 2 degrees above average tomorrow afternoon. And looks like we'll see way more sunshine than we have for the past couple of days here in the Edmonton area. Still some lingering showers and through parts of western and eastern Alberta, but that'll clear out by tomorrow morning. Here in Edmonton, skies clearing through the overnight period. So we get some sunshine tomorrow. We'll call it partly cloudy skies. I don't think it's completely blue skies. Further to the east, hit and miss showers and thunderstorms in eastern Alberta tomorrow afternoon. And after some really smoky air quality warnings are in effect from Fort McMurray all the way south to about St. Paul. It does look like by late tomorrow that smoke's going to start to push back into Saskatchewan, and smoke should not be an issue across the province on Sunday. We'll have a little extra cloud cover, though, in the Edmonton area on Sunday. We'll call it a mix of sun and cloud. Best chance for showers and thunderstorms will be further north, Peace Country, Slave Lake, up around Fort McMurray. But even here in the Edmonton area, there is a slight chance around supper time or early in the evening for a hit and miss shower or thunderstorm. 12 to 14 degree range through most of the province for morning lows tomorrow. Jasper a little cooler at 9 degrees. You get into the mid-20s across the northwest. That's actually cooler in high level than it was today. 26 for Fort McMurray. Further south, chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Lloydminster, you've got a chance of showers and thunderstorms later in the day as well. Same with Coronation. About 23 in Red Deer and 23 in Jasper. Here in Edmonton, 24 or 25 for daytime highs tomorrow, and again Sunday, partly cloudy tomorrow, mix of sun and cloud for Sunday. There's that slight chance of a late day shower or thunderstorm. 25, 26 degree range Monday, Tuesday, and then a little better chance of seeing some showers Tuesday evening, possibly carrying into Wednesday morning. It looks like that'll usher in a bit of a cool down as daytime highs will drop back closer to 20 by Thursday, Friday of next week. But for the weekend, a little more sunshine and a little warmer. That is your forecast.
Heavy-duty construction company CAT is celebrating 100 years in business. CTV's Kevin Fleming has more on the milestone.
Volunteers at Pioneer Acres are moving equipment around the property to get everything ready for their 3-day event. It's the 55th annual show, and every year it features a different brand of machinery. This year it's celebrating a century of Caterpillar equipment.
The company started 100 years ago, 1925, but they didn't start from scratch. They were the merger between 2 competing companies, Holt and Best, and Mr. Holt had actually got a patent and invented the track system for the tractors, because where he was selling tractors, they had the kind of soil that wheels didn't work very well on.
Ole Olsen spent a career working on the big machines and remembers fixing one that was hit by a train. He says they were built well and are powerful.
The D8 there, you're looking at an engine that's probably, I'm not 100% sure, but it's probably it's over the 300 horse. But the torque on it is astronomical because of the tracks, the gearing. So yes, they got tons of power.
The museum also has about 40 antique trucks like this Ottawa with a CAT engine that Harry Redding says is in perfect working condition.
Diesel engines in highway transport started in the late 20s, early 30s, but really didn't become popular until the 1950s. You started to see them more in transport trucks in the United States and here in Canada.
The museum covers a large area, and while it's filled with historic equipment, there are also other exhibits about southern Alberta farm life for visitors to learn about.
We have a wonderful Singer sewing machine display this year. There's an awesome quilting display. We have a bake sale, fresh baked buns. Yesterday they were busy baking buns in the kitchen.
Organizers say there will be close to 5,000 people attend the event over 3 days. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, near Irricana.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. For news anytime, visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. I'm Matt Woodman. Have a great weekend.